Honestly, there has been no better time to become a Forex trader, whether you're thinking about becoming one or whether you are one, whether you're early on your journey, whether you're very deep into your journey, wherever you're positioned, the opportunity that we now have in front of us is absolutely mind-blowing. Previously, it used to take you, a lot of capital, whether you had to borrow that off a family member, maybe go and get a loan, put some of your life savings, sell stuff, whatever it might have been. We're in a position now where we have prop firms. Obviously, most people watching this now should be aware of prop firms and how I believe they are truly changing the game. Yes, you could say that prop firms perhaps, have this negative connotation, that they've almost made the industry a little bit wild in the sense of they have brought people to the industry that perhaps never would have embarked on the journey, but they've also created this kind of perception that making 8 to 10% a month every month is very realistic, and unfortunately it's not. And if you go back to 5 years ago, perhaps if you were a trader and you were making 2-3% a month, you'd be classed as a good, consistent, profitable trader. However, now 2-3% a month, people start to neglect that and they think that that's not a good month and that's a poor month. And obviously a large portion of this comes down to the capital you're trading, because if you're trading 7 figures, 2-3% is incredible. It's some people's yearly salary. However, if you're trading 10, 20k, yes, 2-3% isn't as much, and it may not be able to impact you or change your life as much as you may want. And this is why, again, I've always said in previous videos, make sure you have other sources of income, make sure you have other ways to make money, and you're not just going all in on trading, because it's very difficult in the early stages. And even once you're consistent, there can be times where, let's say you've got your bills due on the first of the month, but you've had a quiet month. You can start to almost force things or create bad habits where you chase trades because you need that money to pay your bills. And obviously one of the biggest things is a lot of people then start to deviate from their plan. They start to rush trades. They start to take poor trades, poor quality trades, because they need to make this magic 8 to 10% a month. And while it can be done, I've done it myself and many people watching this have probably done it, it does create an expectation, and it does actually create poor mindset of a trader, and it almost gives you this kind of ideology. And I've done it myself, where I've had months where I've perhaps made 5-6%, and if I've got a challenge in the process on top of my live accounts, I'm very much like, not had a good month this month. You almost write it off and class it as a negative because you've not hit said target. Plus 5% can change your life. You've just got to obtain the capital first, right? Which is obviously a hard part, and that's where you could perhaps increase your risk. You could perhaps risk 1.5%, 2%. You can scale into positions, whatever it may be, whatever suits your strategy. But this is why I believe you need to have a system that is able to, be within the requirements and the restrictions of prop firms. So essentially, let's say you buy an account today and you make 2% for April, right? Normally on challenges, you just get a retry. Whereas with them, it'll carry over to May. Say you make 2%, cool. It'll carry over to June, 2%, cool. July, 2%, August, cool. Oh, I've passed, right? So now what they're doing is they've lowered the entry, the barrier to entry essentially to be funded. But now what it is it comes down to human emotion and human psychology, because the problem is most people are not willing to wait 3-4 months to get funded. They want to get funded right now because they've already spent the money in their head, some delayed gratification. And it's really interesting because I was talking to a friend recently and I said to him, if I said to you, you could go and buy $1 million in funding, which bespoke offer you could go and do, you could get 2 400Ks and a 200K, you could have $1 million in funding, right? If I said to you, right, you're going to make 2% a month, once you make it, you're going to stop and you're going to wait for the next month, you're going to make 2%, you're going to stop. It's going to take you 4 months, right? Make 8%, takes you 4 months. But you'll be $1 million in funded, and then you just need to do verification, which is 5%. Let's say another 2 months. So let's just say overall we're talking 6 months, right? Half a year. But then you have 7 figures of buying capital in your hands. And then that 2% a month is 20K before split. Would you wait? And he was like, yeah, I'd wait. However, he's very business minded, he has different focuses, he understands it. But when I speak to other people about it, or other traders, they're like, no, why would I wait that long? That's stupid. And I'm not saying that's how you should approach it. I'm not saying you need to take 6 months to pass, because yes, you could pass it in a day, a week, a month. But what I am saying is if you're a trader that's struggling, if you've been consistent almost every month and you're making 2, 3, 4%, but you're just struggling to hit that 8 to 10% target within 30 days, then why not grab one of these challenges and utilize the power of no time limit? Because for me, I think it's incredible. I'm jumping on it, so I'm going to share my experience and share how I get on with it. I also wanted to say, if you're not in my Telegram chat, I'm going to link it below, but Bespoke have been kind enough to give me a 25% off on any challenge. Now, they're only giving me 2 of these codes per week, and I'll be dropping them in my Telegram on a Sunday. Completely random, I'll drop the code, first come, first serve. So just make sure you're there. If you're not in the Telegram, check it out. I drop tons of value in that Telegram. It's completely free. So again, link in the description, go and check it out. But I'm looking forward to it. I didn't have to give away 25%, but I said I didn't really want the affiliate link and code. I'd rather just enable someone to get a challenge for a cheaper cost. So when you look at their prices and you take 25% off, it's a massive saving. The fact there's no time limit means you can completely take your time. You haven't got to rush, you haven't got to stress, you haven't got to chase the market. If the market's quiet, so be it. There's no pressure externally on you. You've just got to control yourself, be patient, be disciplined, and just execute your plan. And I think this will change the game. Now, obviously, a lot of people have asked before, prop firms, for example, in general, they're just, they're just preying on people that can't trade. And perhaps they are, right? However, prop firms are booking clients. And again, me being involved with Bespoke, I'm able to see things from more of a back-end perspective, get statistics, and just understand the ins and outs of how prop firms work. However, they're not going to book you on the minute you pass a challenge of verification, because you have to understand, from a prop firm's perspective, their risk of ruin is one of the biggest things for them. And if they're just booking everyone, putting it on their master accounts and going, yeah, cool, let's go for it, without having some track record of, is this person emotional? Do they revenge trade? Do they trade news? Do they do crazy stuff? Did they just fluke the challenge? Is it because of X, Y, and Z? And they just put you on loads of capital and they do it with everyone. These funding companies would shut down. They'd literally be gone. Because imagine the amount of people, and the stats show it, they get a live account and don't get a payout. They would have lost a substantial amount of money that would be detrimental to a prop firm. They're an incredible tool to not only grow your wealth, they're also enabled you to then put that money into your personal account. And I think everybody should still be looking at personal accounts. You should still have one. Whether you have a massive portion of your money in there, I wouldn't say go all in and put all your money in a personal, because again, a broker could just disappear. That's why it's important to find a regulated broker. I have got a link to the one that I use in my description. Feel free to check it out. No obligation if you don't want to, don't have to, whatever. That's the one I use. I've used them for a long time now. They're great. They got good spreads, good commissions, they're very friendly, great support, check them out, no dramas. But I think everybody should remember that you should have some form of personal account. You shouldn't just, be like, oh, I'm only going to trade prop money. However, don't put all your money in a personal account. Look at diversifying, assets, property, watches, stocks, whatever it might be, different businesses, whatever you want to put it in, that's completely down to you. There is such a good opportunity now for us to make money and get 7 figures funded. There is so many prop firms on offer. And I think we should be utilising it in the correct way. But you've got to ask yourself, are you ready? Are you in a good position? Because just because someone offers no time limit doesn't mean you should just rush to it, grab a challenge and think you're going to fluke it because, oh, I know what I'm doing. You need to ensure that you actually have the self-belief that you can do it. I see so many people asking, is this valid? Should I have done this? Should I have done that? What do you think about this? Can you explain this? Could you do this? Could you do that? And these are people that are supposedly doing very well in trading. And you do begin to question. You have no self-belief or confidence in what you're doing. You're just trying to wing it and hope you get a big payout. And the stats show the ones that get massive payouts end up losing the account. So you've got to ask yourself, are these people treating it as a profession or as some get-rich-quick scheme? You've got to lose that mindset, completely remove it from your head and focus on longevity. Because when you do the math and you work out 3% a month, every month on 7 figures, it's ridiculous. You're talking 360k before split, before taxes, but that is a phenomenal amount of money that puts you in the top 1% of almost any country in the world. And you can do it by clicking a button, as long as you can control yourself, be patient, be disciplined, be aware, take responsibility, be accountable, and do other stuff with your time. And it's why I say, as a trader, especially how I now trade, yesterday, that was the first trade I've taken in a week. A year ago, old me wouldn't go a day without taking a trade. Like I said, I've gone on my own journey. I've embarked on my own journey of, learning, failing, improving, finding myself, becoming more confident in my approach. And I'm now able to wait another week for a trade, whatever. I took my first trade on the Bespoke account. Everything seemed great. Spreads were nice. Everything was good. So I know they use 8-cap. I know there's been a few people saying 8-cap's not the best, blah, blah, blah. Again, apparently it comes down to the deal you have with 8-cap. Obviously, if you're trading with tiny stops, I think any prop firm will probably catch you out, even personals to a degree. That's why people use the likes of Blueberry, IC, because of the low spread. But then you pay for that in commission, and that's usually the catch. If you get a low spread, commission's quite high. Bespoke have managed to get their commission to $4 a lot, which I also think is incredible, as opposed to the $7 it was. So check them out. Like I say, if you're not in the Telegram, check the Telegram out. I'll be dropping codes in there. And I'll be doing giveaways as well. They're going to give me some accounts to give away for you all. If you are able to get a giveaway account or you get the 25% off code, don't go crazy with it. Use it wisely. Because remember, if you sacrifice 6 months or a year and then you have 7 figures in funding, you will change your entire life. Even 400k, even 200k. You can change your life with that. But you've got to control yourself, because greed, impulsiveness, FOMO, so many things will kick in that will make you want to rush it or do dumb shit. the influence you have around you, the things you see on social media, it's all connected to why you are wired, how you're wired. And again, I can't stress enough, if you're not working on your mindset, you're not doing it in a work, you need to. Again, there is a link in the description for Rewired. It has completely changed the way I think of things, see things, the way I act, conduct myself. I feel incredible, and it's due to that. I'm putting the work in and putting my ego aside and going, you know what? Maybe I should just do that little bit more work to get to where I want to, because the reward is huge. The risk of not doing it is huge, and you'd live with a lot of regret. You also have to remember, we're in a day and age now on the internet where there is so many courses or systems or approaches, some free, some paid, whatever it may be. You can find a way to trade these markets and make money consistently. But again, it's you that gets in the way. I've seen people, they're not able to wait a week. They're like, I need to go and find a lower time frame edge. I need to trade every day. Cool, man. Go and do it. But this whole, I need to find what fits my personality, usually that isn't the case. It's more what fits your lifestyle. If you're busy and you're working, understandable. But you need to focus on, most strategies work. Most people, the way they trade work. It's just you don't understand how to use it. You've just gone and back tested every single scenario, took every valid setup, which I agree you should do at the beginning. But then you need to filter. You need to score them, high risk, low risk. Do you actually know that? Do you know what a high risk or low risk trade looks like? Do you know what your perfect bread and butter setup looks like? Or are you still second guessing? Because if you're second guessing trades still and you're not sure if you should or shouldn't be in it, and then at the end of the day you're writing, shouldn't have took this trade because of X, Y, and Z, or you're always looking to refine the loss, you change something in your plan because you took 1L and you base that whole refinement on 1L, and then next thing you know you change again and again and again and again, you're just not going to get anywhere. And the likelihood is you're in your own way, and when you're in your own way, it's very, very difficult to see the light because you're looking through so many lenses and they're very blurry. But when you start to remove external pressures, you start to take away, people on the outside that are kind of giving you these images of you should be doing this, you should be doing that, and you just straight narrow focus on you, your reasoning, your why have you started this, and you genuinely just put the effort in on you. I guarantee 6 months time you'll be absolutely flying. But you have to make sacrifice in order to move forward. Honestly, there has never been a better time to become a trader. We have so many opportunities in front of us, and I don't think anybody watching this video should be wasting that opportunity. It doesn't mean rush, buy challenges, go and fund a brokerage account or do something crazy. But what it does mean is don't be putting yourself on the back burner where people are like, I'm not ready for a challenge yet, I'm going to wait 3 years or 2 years. No, like if you've had consistent months, they show consistently, you've got live data as well as back tested data, just go for it. Especially a no time limit challenge. At the end of the day, if it takes you 6 months, even if it takes you a year, it doesn't matter. I know Bespoke have recently tweeted, they have someone who's been doing a challenge since December, still doing it, they're up like 1.2%. They're taking their time, man. If it takes them till December and it takes them a whole year to pass, they then have that account. They can do what they want on that account. They can make money. The problem is the perception from prop firms saying you have to pass in 30 days, from people saying you need to make 10% every single month or you're not good enough. That makes you feel flawed, and that makes you constantly search for better. Stop it, focus on the opportunities, let's get after it. Everybody has the potential here to be a 7-figure trader. The question is, are you doing the work needed to become it? Hope this video helps. As always, I appreciate all of you. If you're not subscribed, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Just share the videos around. Let people know. Have a great week. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace and love, gang.